$19 a month or $14 a month yearly, which is $168 a year. And then you're good to go. And then
that's not crazy at all.
No, especially in,
especially
that's like a case of 9 mil, which people
You're
knock
right,
out an hour.
right,
Just spend a couple $100 on ammo.
Yeah.
So the idea is like we have this little counter in the little VR hut that says how many rounds you shot and then how much ammo you saved.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got guys over 100,000 rounds in 3 months they shot in this thing.
Hey, and do they tell their wife, I just saved us $100,000?
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
Baby.
That's right.
Baby. Hello and TGIF this Friday on the BeatiDudes. Thank God it's authentic fraternity. My name is Paul Kolker and I am joined as always by my co-hosts Nick Besner.
What's going on?
And Jeff Scheffelbein.
I'm Jeff, and Paul, don't they call you the heir apparent?
The
to the
heir apparent. I love that. All because I got a calic that I've had since I was a child.
But you've owned it like a champ.
No, yeah, I've leaned into it over the years. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I went and gave a dimple to myself on purpose because I thought they were cool when I was little.
Wait, what?
I smashed into a car, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it was intentional.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, young men, we don't always make the best decisions.
Yeah, young.
Wait, when was this?
You were young. You just said you were a child.
I just meant people still make dumb decisions when they're men.
Oh,
yeah,
well, sure,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I'm just also, yeah, I mean, that was not exclusive of the older part. Yes, okay. Well, welcome to the BeatiDudes, a podcast for Christian men seeking to grow in holiness while we walk arm in arm with our brothers, authentic fraternity on the way to eternity. Thank you for tuning in this Friday. We are back with Conor Donahue, or as I like to call him, Conor Hugh.
Conor Hugh.
I'm sure he's never heard that before.
Oh,
yeah. No, but welcome back. We got to hear a lot about your story. Navy SEAL, and it's a phenomenal story. So go back and listen to the Monday episode if you haven't yet. Share it with a friend if you have. We got some encouraging stuff for young women, encouraging stuff for young men, just about how to grow in holiness and discipline and all kinds of great things.
Dude, I think I needed that show. Like,
I think I
sitting
did
here
too. Yeah.
was so strong, brother.
should-
I can't even say this enough. I mean, our show's crazy. It's got everything you could ever not expect in a show.
It's
Yeah.
great.
That one nailed me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, I think we would sit here and just do this just personally, like for ourselves, because it's so edifying every
Yeah.
time. Yeah, but we're happy that it gets to be shared out with so many people. So thank you for sharing the show if you already have. But yeah, Conor, welcome back. And
Thank you.
I think we're getting to learn a little bit more about the business side of you this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
Yeah.
you even got a logo on that
Business.
shirt for business.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
Yes.
what is this business?
Yeah.
What's your entrepreneurial journey here?
Yeah, so I'm the CEO and co-founder of a virtual reality startup called ACE, and what we have is a shooting experience for the MetaQuest headset, so for just everyday users, and a physical handset that replicates a gun, so it has this incredible realism. You know, if you want to do things like training or build skills, but it's also you want to do things like shoot zombies or drones. You know, it
Nice.
gives you that kind of enjoyment. And so it's fun to see people be able to unlock that joy, that thrill. And so, yeah, we've got a scrappy team of software developers and hardware. We're doing a little bit of both. And, yeah, ACE virtual shooting.
Wow. So we talked about this at the end of the last episode, but we talked about the difference between sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're actually trying to kind of create a digital landscape, at least, to train people to become
Yes.
sheepdogs.
Well, in a sense, and that's a thing where a lot of people like to learn how to shoot a handgun for different reasons. You know, people who are like, hey, I like to compete in competitions. That's
Sure.
great.
Yeah.
Some people say it's kind of for self-defense, or defending my family, that kind of sheepdog piece. Other people, it's really seen as like a confidence builder. You know, people that are unconfident or taking on one of those skills, you're like, I'm kind of intimidated by that. It's a skill that I've never had access to or wanted to learn. And so it's kind of cool to see those people come to it and be like, I'm more confident with this. You know, our handset has no real gun part, so it's safe to have around the house, but it has that realism where you come away just feeling a little more empowered, I guess you could say.
No, I love that because I think sometimes this whole aspect can just get shunned or poo-pooed or whatever,
it can
where
get
it's
political and all the other things.
Well,
but-
sure, yeah. There's also that piece, but I mean, like even within the church, sometimes it's how to say this. I mean, it's just we don't look at the violence as sometimes a necessary thing, right? Because self-defense is not an evil,
Right.
right? So the violence itself can just be a neutral piece,
That's right.
right? But it's how you use it. It's the intention as well.
Exactly. I think being capable, being ready, being skilled and trained, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Right.
And I think that's what some people desire, is to feel like I can provide, I can protect, I can take care of myself or others. And I think some people seek that out, and I think this does scratch that itch. And I think other parts, we hear people using it as just like a fun party game of like, me and my buddies, there's a leaderboard, see how many drones you can hit, and then be like, well, so I missed that one, And there's there's a fun thing about like shooting things, like my 6-year-old does. I'm like, everything's a gun. Like, this is, boom, I got that one. So it mixes a little bit of fun, but also that skill building.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so how did you decide to go this route? Like, what was the inspiration behind all this?
I joined up a friend of mine from business school who was with a group that's already looking at this idea. I actually attended their first public demo of a real early kind of prototype version of this. And it really was kind of a light bulb moment of they had kind of a hotel ballroom. You had guys who were like competitive shooters. You had new shooters in there. And everyone was having a great time. It was like the social atmosphere of this food and drink and laughing. And if you've ever been to a gun range, that's not the environment, because inherently in live bullets and live rounds, there's the heightened alert of safety. So you can't relax as much and have that kind of social piece to it that the people usually enjoy. But also the skill transfer. So like these pro shooters won, which told me, wow, these guys had never been in VR before. They didn't have to like learn new controls. Like, just pick up this thing and do what you do. I'm like, well, look at that. That's really good. And they are good and good in here. So it's cool to see, wow, there's something to this of like your skill can transfer to and from, but you can kind of like let your guard down and enjoy a little bit, and push your limits and not feel embarrassed, but also not be heightened alert if you're not very well trained. So that kind of unifying experience, that kind of enjoyment. And then just the validation of the technology is at a point where it can deliver that realism was kind of the thing that said to me, wow, I want to be part of that. I think there's something there.
I always love the times that I've ever gone and shot discs or whatever, clay pigeons with buddies, and it's just not convenient. Like, there's no place where I'm like, hey, everybody, let's get together. We got to carve out this time. We got to make sure we have an opening there. Mm-hmm. You're talking about being able to have that same experience either together on the virtual reality, or probably even across time and space, not time, but space. Like, somebody could be in Houston and I could be shooting with them.
My co-founder's in the UK, and it's crazy. We have a little avatar next to each other, and I can look over and like you're kind of the same time, and stereo, spatial audio. He can shoot his, I'll shoot mine. I can yell about who did better. But it's cool. We got people in 50 countries. And so it is that whole like global community idea behind it, which is crazy with technology these days, where you bring people together, have that shared experience. And you're right, the convenience is something we hear a lot about.
So are people buying this for their house? Is it more of like a corporate thing, or like?
Yeah, I mean, the model is we want to get this out to everyday people. There's certainly a lot of early adopters who come from the law enforcement background or professional trainers, and so there's that application for sure. But it's something where, until recently, this level of training technology was prohibitively expensive for everyday folks, or hard to access, where you had to have like a whole room dedicated with a projector and this computer and all this stuff. And so the idea is like we're at this just this point of the technology development that we thought, let's get this to everybody at a price point that's reasonable. And so it's cool to kind of be a part of that and see what we can do with creating this platform, this community, and make this kind of living, breathing thing.
Well, and I'll go ahead and answer your question, Connor. Yeah, you can bring them back here for us to do it on the show.
Oh, okay,
and demo it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, for one of your competitions,
we'll
actually,
we'll take that commitment from you right now.
Okay. Well, I'm down for it. I want to see who's got the best knocking out a zombie, and you guys do your little competitions.
Well, as I always say, don't hold your breath, Connor.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. All right.
Go back and watch the last episode.
Yeah. What are you most excited about right now as this company and this startup is unfolding? Let's start there. What are you most excited about?
I think it's really it's a rare experience to see something that you've kind of had as an idea and your team has been developing quietly in the background to be out in the public and to see it like delight people and to see like the enthusiasm. We were at an event last week and we get this common reaction where people are like, I could do this all day long, or like, I'm doing it tonight, or like, man, this is so much fun. And just that it's that validation of that idea, that belief, because you're kind of taking a chance here, being like, I don't know, but we think this is kind of cool, but are people going to do it? So I think the excitement around just getting that out there, building that community of these enthusiastic early adopters, it's just a special, kind of unrepeatable moment in a company's journey.
So it seems like you could almost then, if you wanted to increase somebody's skill set, right, with this, you could still go to the gun range, maybe develop a healthy respect for the power of these weapons, right? So that it's, you realize, no, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
There's, shells flying and all that kind of stuff. But now that I've gotten that feel, now I can go back and practice and maybe do an 80-20 sort of split there, right? Where you could do 80% in this virtual reality, go back, and all the skills will transfer over.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think one phrase that we've heard that kind of sums up from the training side is ACE is kind of like dry fire and steroids. And because it's this idea of nothing replaces live fire for that appreciation, that skill, that safety element. But they always say, like, all right, in between, all the time and money and logistics going to range, you should go to your house, you should get your gun out, look at a blank wall with an empty gun, and just keep pulling the trigger and pretend you're shooting things. Because there actually is some value. We did this in the military of, like, that muscle memory. The thing is, that is incredibly boring. It's like telling someone to work out, like, go in your closed room and just do a bunch of push-ups. Like, it sounds good, but, man, this is boring.
Look at the floor as if you're doing push-ups.
Yeah, exactly. So then if you can make that training enjoyable,
Yes.
they won't lose the skills.
Well, no, okay, but what
I'm gonna just do this for the rest of the episode.
if you're watching, you can see Nick doing some great push-ups. Phenomenal form. No, but one thing I do remember learning when I started trying to figure out a little more with gun safety and shooting and all of that, you can actually train in the wrong reactions when you're used to the ricochet. Or not ricochet.
The recoil.
Recoil. That's the word I was looking
if you're
for.
expecting it.
Yeah, if you're expecting it, you start to pull back where you
Right.
shoot up and to the right or down and to the left or
Yeah.
whatever. You're overcompensating essentially to make up for that. So the dry firing teaches you to train without that.
Yeah, they call it like be surprised by the bang. If you're doing enough without that, you're not going to worry about that, not going to like focus on that, and actually you shoot better. So you're right. There's that benefit too, and hopefully you have some fun doing it. You can climb some leaderboard, you can earn a badge, you can shoot a zombie, and hopefully get your skills sharp.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's still like universally accepted is killing zombies.
You can always go.
Nobody's.
I feel bad for those guys.
I know it's
Right?
weird.
Gosh.
Yeah.
They've never got a shot.
They've been canceled. So
They have.
Yeah.
Practical question: somebody gets the app. Do they have to then pay for the hardware? Or what does that
Good
work?
question. So the first thing is we're a membership program. So you download our VR app and you sign up for like a monthly or yearly, and you get all the content. We have 100 different stages you can shoot. We add new stuff every couple weeks. So it's like a living product, let's say. And there's live leaderboards. So you pay for the membership, and then you get the handset, we call it, that you put the VR controller in, the realistic handset, and then you're off and going. So you kind of get those two things, and you're good to go. You do have to get a MetaQuest 2 or 3 headset on your own. They're like on Amazon, like they're kind of like a video game console.
Yeah.
And then you download our app and you put the controller in the handset.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah,
I think
that's-
this is so cool.
It's neat,
so
yeah.
all in, it costs what up front? I'm
Yeah.
just like, because I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, that's a good point. So
Because we might be making
because
this
I'm like,
purchase.
this is pretty interesting.
so the handset is $199. That's like for the physical handset,
Yep.
and then it's either $19 a month or $14 a month yearly, which is $168 a year. And then you're good to go. And then
That's not crazy at all.
no, especially in
Especially in
that's like a case of 9mm, which people
You're
knock
right,
out an hour.
right,
Just spend a couple $100 on ammo.
Yeah.
So the idea is like we have this little counter in the little VR hut that says how many rounds you shot and then how much ammo you saved.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got guys over 100,000 rounds in 3 months they shot in this thing.
Hey, and do they tell their wife I just saved us $100,000?
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
baby.
That's right.
Baby,
You're welcome.
you love me more now.
Well, isn't that the same as somebody's like, I saved us 30% when I bought this dress today? I'm
Right.
like, you
When I-
saved us what?
when I
Yeah,
spent
right,
70% more than I would have.
That's right. That's right.
You're helping men everywhere.
That's
There you
it.
go, got it.
Yeah.
What about the female population? Is there a lot of women shooting on this VR?
Male.
I mean, I think typically there's more probably men in the shooting than women, but that being said,
Not surprised.
we have a couple partnerships with some groups that are getting more women into shooting and trying to empower them. And so there's more than you think. I don't know the exact breakdown.
Sure.
But they're pretty good shots. Some are probably better than me. There's some really impressive competitive shooters out there. But it's for everybody. We got people from the 20s to their 70s on this too. It is something that people have different reasons, like I said before, of getting into it, but they all seem to find some enjoyment and some sort of satisfaction.
Long gun, rifle, like duck hunt.
Oh, man.
That's in the future.
We get that question a lot. Right now we're focused on handgun, but there's a lot of requests for that. And we'll see where it goes. And then to the duck hunt, people talk about, they first see it. We have an orange and white handset. You can see it on acexr.com, but people are like, oh, this looks like a modern day duck hunt, that was kind of orange,
Sure.
So there's some piece of that, right?
Because of the VR component, I'm not making this up. If you put in like the duck hunt kind of quality,
Oh,
I would go
absolutely.
sit in the marsh and drink coffee waiting for first light.
There you go.
Wait, so question here. Are you guys rolling this out in like practical training applications with police or with military, that kind of thing?
Yes, it's funny you mentioned that. That's another big request we got. We actually we're calling like an enterprise version that we're rolling out in the coming weeks. Because you can see how we could tailor this a little more for their needs, that things that maybe wouldn't make sense for a civilian audience. But a lot of early adopters are police and SWAT and military.
Wow.
And so it's cool to see, like, man, you can also help them out. These guys don't have time to get to the range as much as they'd like to. And so we'll see. We're excited about it.
Well, and they're required to, right? Like a certain number of hours, like of range time.
They are. Surprised it's lower than I think they'd even want.
Oh,
and so they have
okay.
the minimum, but they're saying like, man, we need something that's convenient. Like I can knock out 20 minutes of just getting that dry fire practice and get my sight picture, and I don't need to go down to the armory and go to the range across town, like everything, all the logistics you're talking about. So hopefully this will supplement some of that and help them, keep their skills sharpened. Wow. Yeah.
Remember on the last episode when I want to invest in Conor Donahue? That's where I would like to put all of my money.
All in.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll see. It's the start roller coaster is also very humbling. There's bumps along the road to success, and we've got our work cut out for us. But that early adopter enthusiasm is very encouraging for sure. Yeah.
Well,
Guy,
I think you mentioned it, but where do people find you online?
Yeah, acexr.com, acexr.com. So it's direct to consumer. You can get the handset and get the membership there.
What is the
And you can go.
X? Like
So extended reality.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah.
extended, because I was like
Oh, yeah.
VR, AR.
So I will mention.
X threw me off.
Yeah, so it mixes it combines the mixed reality and virtual reality. So actually, quick side note, so on the Quest 3 platform, we have a couple mixed reality experiences where we can put targets in your actual environment. So you can have things looking through your headset and see it pop up behind that counter there or next to that chair. So it's crazy. It's crazy where technology's going.
That's cool.
then you can finally see the zombies in your house.
And not sleeping ever. Your weeks, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Man, what a blessing. All right. Well, we're going to have you back for another show.
Okay.
It's going to be phenomenal, and people are going to be very confused at how we did an audio podcast shooting in virtual XR.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that'll be some sort of bonus content. We'll figure it out.
we like to stretch the envelope,
Yeah,
as
we
they
do.
say.
That is the saying.
While we push it.
Oh, okay, that too.
Yeah. All right, Connor, I hope everybody gets a chance to look at this. We want ACE to take off, because I think what you're doing is not only going to help people, we love seeing you succeed. Any man who can jump in a pool, do a somersault, swim 50 meters, holding his breath underwater, and beat Paul in a contest holding his breath is going to succeed in launching a shooting virtual reality game. So, guys, get on this early. You can tell everybody you heard it here on the BeatiDudes.
That's it.
And brother, any last comments that we can pitch, sell?
We will have a link in the show notes.
That's 100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I appreciate it. It's been an honor, a lot of fun. So
Super cool.
How much can you bench press?
we're gonna stop right now. It's getting weird now.
All right, folks. We'll see you in the real reality and the YouTube reality, and for the rest of you, we will.
See you in the Eucharist.
God bless you. I thought the button was pressed.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @, so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @ the _ BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.